Our lost daughters of Sindh is not a metaphor. It is a record of disappearance, coercion, and erasure faced by Hindu girls in Pakistan, particularly in Sindh, where forced conversions, sexual violence, and trafficking have become disturbingly routine. Indus Valley Minorities confronts us with evidence. It traces the mechanics of forced conversion and trafficking, how girls are taken, moved between religious institutions, and rapidly married. The film documents how poverty, religious vulnerability, and bonded labor make Hindu and other minority girls easy targets.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rahul Sharma, and firstly I would like to thank Hindu Action for giving us this platform to talk about our docu-feature that is releasing today at the Capitol. We're here with some extremely passionate people, and with all the conversations that we've had so far, we can see how passionate people are talking about this issue of forced conversions. I'll give you a little bit of an intro of who I am and what we do. I'm the founder of an organization called Indus Valley Minorities, and it's a US-based, it's a US-registered organization. But we operate very extensively in the region of Sindh, Pakistan. And we have offices in Sindh, Mir Khas area. And what we do there is we actually fight at the ground level this issue that has been prevailing for the last decades. In fact, if I talk more philosophically, I think this issue has been going on for about 1,000 years.
ना जाने मेरे जैसी सिंध प्रांत की कितनी हिंदू लड़कियों की पुकार को पाकिस्तान की अदालतों और पनाहगाहों के चार दीवारी में दफना दिया जाता है, लेकिन मेरी आवाज पहुंची पाकिस्तान के सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक।
Let us all work together to give people the freedom to practice their faith, their religion, without threats of violence, without attacks. And I particularly want to make sure that people feel free to practice their faith and not feel persecuted or attacked by others.
Namaste. I'm Kiran Chukapalli, and I head Refugee Aid Project. We host about 92 refugee camps across Bharat, India, and we have about 383,000 Hindus, Buddhists, and Sikhs that are fleeing Pakistan and coming to India, and also some other neighboring countries. So these are the people that have been religiously persecuted, and they're fleeing and trying to come to India. So we handhold them from the border, and then we legally make sure that they are in a safe space across India. Like for example, these people go through so much of religious persecution, and 73% of the families are coming with less than 4,200, that is $70 as their final money. So can you imagine like how an average family of 7 people trying to rehabilitate with just 70 rupees or $70 with so much of religious persecution and trauma that they carry and come to India. So India is not a signatory to the Refugee Convention 1951 or the 67 protocol, and we don't have to be also, but we are looking forward to introduce new laws, and we are also appealing to the government of India to introduce new laws so that we can rehabilitate these persecuted minorities from neighboring countries that are coming into India with respect and dignity. And also at the same time, while we are lobbying for the policy and everything, we already did a lot of work. We work on education, we work on healthcare, we work on a lot of other socio-economic programs also. And today we are in Capitol Hill, and we are trying to reach out to the world how this this is such an silent crisis. So we call this exhibit as a 7-decade silent refugee crisis, because for over 70 years this has been silenced. And today the voices are rising, and you can see a lot of art exhibit here. We have goddess quilt, which talks about the resilience of the women. There is shade plate, which talks about the oppression that they went through. And then there is an absence series of art absence series of art exhibition, where it talks about how they have been, their message have been blurred intentionally by the world. So we are trying to bring out all of that through this exhibit. And thank you so much for joining us today. Namaste.
Hi, my name is Rahul Sharma, and I'm the founder of a humanitarian organization called Indus Valley Minorities. My organization is a US-based organization, but we have offices over in Sindh, Pakistan. I also have a school called Indus Valley Minorities School, in which we have about 83 Hindu kids. The purpose of our organization really is to bring about the awareness of the issue of forced conversions, land grabbings, and violence against minorities of Pakistan. And these minorities are typically Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, and Christians. And predominantly in the Sindh area, most of the Hindus in Pakistan live in Sindh province. I think it's about 80% of the total Hindu population of Pakistan is in Sindh. And these people, most of these Hindus, especially in the rural Sindh, face a lot of discrimination and violence by radical Islamists. The biggest problem that we deal with currently is forced conversions. Forced conversions have been going on in Pakistan for more than 1,000 years. In 2012, there was a particular case of Wrinkle Kumari, which brought attention to this matter and blew open the lid on the matter of forced conversions in Pakistan. Now, I've made a movie on this topic. The movie is based on the true story of a girl called Wrinkle Kumari. And this movie aims to shed light on the matter of forced conversions within Pakistan. The issue of forced conversions is so widespread that on a weekly basis we get multiple cases where families come to our office, local office in Mirpur Khas, and they come and complain about the atrocities. When these families come to us, the most likely outcome is that the girl has been kidnapped, the girl has been forced converted, forced married, and then taken away by a criminal to potentially another city. So the chances of the family recovering the girl become really, really small. So what we do, we immediately bring a pressure force together. And what this pressure force immediately does is that it starts bringing awareness to the social media. We start knocking doors and hold protests on the streets. So within a matter of few days, we bring about 300 to 400 people, Hindus and Christians, on the streets, and we protest. We protest in front of the Sindh Assembly, we protest outside of the Bilawal House, and if need be, we go to Islamabad and protest as well. And the outcome of these protests is typically that there's a lot of pressure that gets put on the police stations to lodge an FIR, which is First Information Report, because the initial reaction from the police is to not record the FIR. So we have to put a lot of pressure on the police to record the FIRs. Then we force the courts to bring the criminal as well as the girl and have an appearance in the court. So in most cases, the girls with their new husband that's been forced upon them, they come to the court, and the girl, considering they're minors and so innocent, they've been traumatized, right? They've been sexually assaulted by multiple men in most cases, and they're so traumatized that when they come to the courts, they're either very compliant and they just say that I want to live with my current husband. In cases where the girl wants to run to their families and wants to cry at the court, the criminals mostly stop them from going and talking to the families, and that's what the police does as well. So then, we hire a team of lawyers to then represent these girls in the court system of Sindh. And sometimes we're successful in putting a lot of pressure on these criminals to release the girls, but in most of the cases, the girls do not come back. and we then start fighting a legal battle, which the poor families do not have any money to pay. So which means that they can't go to the courts, they don't have travel money, and we do support them with travel money and free lawyers, but it's never enough because the cases just drag on for too long. And if we wait for too long, if the girl keeps living with that family for more than 4 or 5 months, sometimes the girl just becomes pregnant, and then the matter just becomes extremely complicated. The judicial system is very complicit in all of this, right? Because when we go and register the testimony of the girls and the families in front of the courts, they rarely record the statements accurately. And what tends to happen is that since the statement on Form 164 that we get back from the court, since that statement is inaccurate, you can never really get the justice, because the police basically reads that statement and says, well, the girl willfully converted to Islam and now she's a Muslim, so she cannot actually go back to becoming a Hindu because that'll be blasphemous. So it's a vicious circle that we are dealing with. In a lot of cases, there are young boys of ages 10, 12, 13. They also get raped by multiple men, and that has happened multiple times in the last few months, and we shine light on these cases as well. I'll conclude by saying that every time I travel to India, every time I talk to people about this issue, they get very surprised. They're shocked that these things are happening. And that's my purpose, is to actually bring these issues to light, bring these issues to the Western media so that people become aware of this brutal crime wave that's going on there, and really try and make a difference that way. But thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Anjali Swami. I'm the director for Hindu Action's critical project, The Lost Daughters of Sindh. And I'm here today to talk about the missing daughters, sisters, mothers, girl child of the Hindu community in Pakistan, specifically in the Sindh region. Every day at least 3 Hindu Sikh Christian girls are abducted, forcibly converted to Islam. They are raped or married off to men who are a few decades older than them. And the global community has up until now kept silence. Silence means consent. We cannot do that anymore. We have to speak up for these voiceless little girls. We have to awaken the compassion within us. My request to you, to all of you, to all the mothers, fathers, brothers of this world, that please wake up, maybe somewhere within your heart. If there is even a little milk of compassion, please raise your voices in support of these unfortunate souls who are taken away and never return back, married to their abductors or trafficked. This is not the future we expect for our daughters, for our sisters, and in some cases even our mothers. I'm Anjali Swami again, requesting you all to stop this atrocity that is happening in Pakistan. Thank you so much.
My name is Utsav Chakrabarti and I'm the Executive Director of Hindu Action. We are here today to present to members of Congress and their staffers the predicament of the Hindus, the Sikhs and the Christians in Pakistan, especially the situation of the women and what they go through. So this was an immersive exhibition that we were able to put together that had 3 major components. The first component, the history of the Hindus and the other religious minorities in Pakistan, going back thousands of years. The second component was a movie, a docu-feature that exemplifies the plight of the Hindus and what they go through, especially the women who are below the age of 16, who are forcibly kidnapped, converted to Islam, and then often sold off as the second or third wife of Islamists. And the third segment was a very detailed exhibit that showed the situation of the Hindus once they become refugees and often live in different parts of India in very poor conditions. This entire effort aimed to educate members of Congress about what the life of Hindus in Pakistan is all about, what the life of Christians in Pakistan is all about. And what we wanted to highlight was that there needs to be immediate and urgent action from the US Congress in terms of oversight over what the White House and the State Department is doing to make sure that any future economic aid to Pakistan that goes there must be incumbent upon the health of the religious minority in Pakistan and its demographic growth. In short, what we are really trying to achieve here is that there should be no money going to Pakistan from the US, from our taxpayers, until the Hindus are increasing in numbers and their quality of life is improved in Pakistan. That was the main reason for hosting this event. Thank you.